Bertie.
Hello, Mum.
Oh, you do look well.
You too. No, you look great.
Well, are you going to introduce me to your friend?
Oh, sorry, Dennis. Dennis Quinn, my mother.
Nice to meet you, Dennis.
Hello, Mrs. Jackson. I mean, Mrs. Morris.
Well, how about a coffee? Or a drink?
Oh, coffee, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you seem to be getting around a fair bit. You going to stick with it?
Yeah, I love the Navy. It's great.
It's wonderful to have you home again. I just hope we can see a lot of each other whilst you're in port.
Sure. Yeah, I'd like that.
And what about Dennis? Where is his family?
Well, he hasn't got anyone. Look, I hope you don't mind me bringing him along, but, well, he's sort of shy. He doesn't make friends easily.
No, of course not. You must bring him round with you again. But just for tonight, I'd rather be with you.
Yeah, why not? What'll we do?
Oh, let's go out to dinner, eh?
Hey, that'd be terrific, Mrs. Morris. What do you reckon, Marty? Make a change from the galley food, eh?
We had that frog hopping around for a week. I was terrified every time I went into the bathroom.
Gee, mate, you're a bit of a tearaway at 7.
Yeah. Well, a lot of years have passed since then. And I don't think Mum's caught up with them yet.
Of course I have. But we all like to reminisce. What about your family, Dennis?
I don't talk about my family, Mrs. Morris.
That's because you've got nothing interesting to say, have you, mate?
Marty, that's awful. I'm sure it's not true.
No, Marty's right. Not very good at conversation. I bore people.
Well, I'm not bored. I'm very interested in hearing about your family.
I think I'll leave you to it. Probably be getting back.
Marty, we're in the middle of dinner.
I've got ages yet, mate.
I've got some things to do, Dan. Better get on to them.
This is our first night together.
Well, you too enjoy your dinner. I'll see you tomorrow, Mum.
My sister was only 11 then, and she had to take care of us while Mum went to work. I'm sorry. Guess I'm talking too much.
No, of course not. Must have been very hard on all of you.
Yes, it was. I never really had a friend until I met Marty. He's been a real mate to me. Do you know, if you hadn't brought me round here, I would have spent my whole leave on ship.
Oh, rubbish. I bet there are at least a half a dozen girls just waiting for you to call.
Girls? Well, not very good with girls. I never know what to say, and they always end up laughing at me.
Hello? Who is this?
Something wrong, Mrs. Morris?
That was one of those anonymous callers.
Oh, shouldn't we call the police or something?
Oh, there's nothing they can do. It happens all the time. Oh, it's just that I've been lucky up until now.
Look, if it'll make you feel any better, I can bunk on the couch tonight, in case he rings back.
No. I'll be fine, really. I'm just a bit tired.
Oh, yeah, well, I better be going. You sure you're all right?
Yes, I'll be fine.
Good night, Mrs. Morris.
Good night.
Well, I nearly freaked when Dennis told me about it. You know he's going to ring back. I mean, they usually get a number and stick with it.
Well, I'll just have to hang up again, won't I?
Yeah, well, we've got a better idea than that, Mum. Here.
What on earth am I supposed to do with this?
Just blow into the phone with it. Makes a hell of a noise.
Well, if that doesn't discourage him, nothing will. Thank you both very much. I just hope I don't have to use it. You didn't have to rush around just for this.
Yeah, well, we didn't. Look, Mum, you need a man around the house. Better still, a couple of sailors. Now, look, those tiles in the bathroom need fixing. And the kitchen cupboard here, it's almost off its hinges. And that's just for starters.
Well, that's very sweet of you, but I have to go to work.
Oh, all right. We'll manage it.
Yes, I'm sure you will. Well, when you finish, how about joining me for lunch? I'm on a split shift, so I'll have plenty of time.
Oh, great.
Right. Who's going to clear up this mess?
I'll do that.
Thanks, Dennis.
You know, the way he went on about you to me this morning, I reckon he's got a crush on you.
Just because I was nice to him? Oh, don't be silly.
The thought never entered your mind.
No, it did not. And I'm sure it didn't enter his either. Now, will you leave me alone while I get ready for work? And Marty had to go back to the ship. Well, he didn't say a thing about it this morning.
Well, you didn't know then. It was a last-minute thing.
Oh, well, I suppose it can't be helped.
Oh, no, this way. I hired a car.
You hired a car?
Well,
Dennis, I have a car.
I know, but Marty and I wanted to take you somewhere special. It was a surprise.
Well, it's very sweet of
But
you.
when we both went on duty, I was stuck with the car, and so... Well, I thought we'd go anyway. It's a picnic.
All right.
No, what I meant was I can be myself with you, and it doesn't matter. You make me feel special.
Well, you are special, Dennis. I mean, for one thing, you're Marty's friend, and I think any mother would feel maternal towards her son's friends.
No, but you're more than Marty's mum to me, Mrs. Morris. You're the only woman who's ever taken the time to listen to me.
Now, look, Dennis, I know you probably won't believe this, but you will meet a nice girl one day.
No, I've tried. Never works.
But it will. Trust me.
Yeah, guess you're right. I just wanted to thank you.
It's all right. Oh, come on. We better get moving. Got lots to do before I go back to work.
Still friends?
Yes, Dennis. Still friends.
Oh, can't you stay home and give us a home-cooked meal? My stomach is screaming for mercy.
I'd love to, darling, but a split shift tends to muck up your day completely. But I did have a lovely lunch, thanks to Dennis.
Dennis. Did he go down the street for some cigarettes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll meet him outside.
Well, I'll be with you in a minute.
Okay.
Hello?
It's me. I haven't got anything on. Why don't you take off? It's me, Mrs. Morris. Dennis.
Oh, sorry, Dennis, I'm coming.
Oh, that's all right. I forgot my car keys.
Oh, are those them?
Yeah. Marty reckons I'd forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. You okay, Mrs. Morris? Look a bit pale.
Well, I am a bit shaky. That anonymous caller phoned again.
What, just now?
Couldn't have timed it better if he'd tried.
You sure you're all right?
Yes, I'm fine. I remembered to use the whistle. I think I may have burst his eardrums.
Well, it serves him right. Look, maybe you should call the police.
No, there's no need for that. I'll ring Telecom in the morning, inquire about an unlisted number. But right now I must go to work and I'm holding both of you
Well, I
up.
wasn't going to be doing anything anyway. Look, maybe I can meet you after work and see you home. At least make sure nothing else can happen.
Oh, no, Dennis, I wouldn't dream of it.
You mean you don't need my help?
No, it's not that. For heaven's sake, Dennis, I'm working till midnight. I don't want you and Marty hanging around till then.
I wouldn't mind. Look, I've told you I want to help. Oh, you're such a lovely lady. I can't understand anyone who'd want to frighten you.
Oh, well, I don't think he meant it personally. I mean, I'm just a phone number.
Well, I wish I could help.
Good night. Night, Greg. Yes?
Why couldn't you whistle now? See how easily I can get to you. Anytime I want.
And you didn't get the maker car that followed you home?
Well, no, it was so dark, all I could see was the headlights. He must have come in here and then driven around and waited for me. He must know me, know my movements. Oh, it's so awful to think that there's somebody out there watching me.
Hey, Mum, it's all right. He'll be miles away from here by now. Just answer the inspector's questions and leave it up to him.
No one else has got a key to this flat?
No.
And you didn't recognize the voice on the phone?
No, I'm quite sure. I mean, he was trying to disguise it, I do know that.
What about enemies? Have you got any?
Not that I know of. No, I don't think so.
What about from work?
Oh, it's hard to tell, but... No, I don't think so.
Think harder, you're a prison officer. There must be women out to get you.
I just told you. I can't think of anyone. Oh, for God's sake, I would if I could. I'm sorry. Just not used to this sort of thing.
No, of course not, but questions have got to be asked. We've got nothing to go on.
I realise that. I just...
Inspector, Mum's pretty upset at the moment. I don't think she could tell you any more anyway.
All right, son. Have you got somebody to stay the night with you, Mrs. Morris?
It's all right. Yeah, I'll spend the rest of the night with her. You've got nothing to worry about now, Mum.
It is terrible. Listen, I told you you should have gone to the police when you first got the calls.
I know, but I just didn't think it'd turn out to be so dangerous.
Well, at least they know now. What are they going to do?
Well, they think it's serious enough to put the place under 24-hour surveillance.
Good.
And they're going to tap the phone. Yeah, it was awful, and I went to pieces when they started to question me. And now I keep looking at everyone, thinking it's the boyfriend of one of the women or something.
Listen, why don't you go home? I'm sure Mrs. Reynolds would give you the day off if you asked.
Oh, no, I couldn't spend all day in the flat by myself.
Well, you're not going to be alone tonight. I'll come and stay with you.
Oh, no, what about your family?
My God, they'd understand. And I think they're old enough to look after themselves.
Well, I would appreciate the company. I can't expect Marty to spend all his leave looking after me. I mean, he has been very good. But I don't think he realises just how frightening it was. No man could. What on earth are you two doing here?
Well, we thought we'd surprise you, go home with a good night, stay for a while. Like, all night?
Oh, now, don't be silly. I mean, thank you. I wouldn't dream of letting you spend your leave babysitting me.
It's no bother, Mrs. Morris.
Oh, really? I do appreciate it, but I just want you to go out and enjoy yourselves. Look, and besides, I'm in very good hands. Mrs. Bow's going to spend tonight.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Bell.
Aye.
Oh, look, it's honestly no trouble.
Yeah, it might be better to have a man around. Make sure nothing else happens.
There will be a policeman outside the front door all night.
Are you sure?
Yes. Now stop whining and go out and enjoy yourselves. I'll be all right.
Okay. See you later. All right.
Bye-bye.
I'll get it, Meg. Probably Patrick. Hello? Hello? Who's there? All right, you moron. Now, if you can, just listen to me. Why don't you go and get your kicks somewhere else, because the police are right onto you. Don't call this number again.
Hey, what are you doing?
It's putting it all on tape. So we can lie back later and listen to it.
Hey?
I always do. It's a real turn on, believe me. All right, now come to Mummy. You just do everything she tells you, because she's going to make you feel real good.
Is that you, Mrs. Morris?
Yes. Who's this? Who is this? I mean, why are you trying to scare me like this?
Don't say that. It's not my fault, it's yours. You betrayed me. Led me on. Then pushed me around.
Why would I do that? I don't even know who you are.
You betrayed me. They all do in the end. So I have to teach my lesson. Well, listen to this. This girl tried to make a fool of me too.
Come to Mummy, my baby. You just do what she tells you and she's gonna make you feel real good. There's no need to be rough like that. No, don't do that. You're hurting me.
Oh, my God.
Oh, please. No. No.
Hello? Hello? Yes?
Mrs. Morris, it's Tate here. I heard the call.
Oh, thank goodness.
There was no time for a trace.
That girl. Did you hear what he's done to that girl? He's going to do the same to me.
No, he's not. Now, you listen to me. There's an unmarked car parked right outside your place. The driver's name is Williams. I'm going to call him and get him to go and stay with you. Now, don't move. Don't unlock the door until he comes, right?
Right. But please tell him to hurry. Who is it? Who's there?
It's me, Dennis. Are you all right?
Oh, thank God, Dennis, it's you.
What's the matter? You sound a bit upset.
I just had another one of those horrible phone calls. Dennis, he's done something terrible to some poor girl. I mean, she was screaming.
Are you all right now?
I'm sorry to sound so hysterical. It's just frightened the life out of me.
I'm sure it did.
She was screaming something like, "Come to me, Mummy," or something like that. I can't quite remember.
Come to Mummy, my baby. You just do what she tells you and she's going to make you feel real good. She did too. Real good.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't if I was you. Anyway, I've locked it.
No, Dennis. No.
You know what I'm going to do to you, don't you, Mummy? I told you on the phone. You can start taking your clothes off now, Mummy. I think we wasted enough time, don't you?
VK6 to car 16. VK6 to car 16. Come in, 16. VK6 to car 16. VK6 to car 16. Come in, 16. VK6 to car 16. VK6 to car 16. Come in, 16.
Soft. Nice. But you know that, don't you? That's why you wear them. You all do. You like to hear men say nice things about you. Stupid things. No, Mum. Don't be frightened. Don't go away from me. You're always doing that. I just don't want you to wear these things. You're always leaving me. Wearing these slut clothes and going out with those men. And leaving me with... No more. Those men don't need you. I do.
Dennis, I am not your mother. I mean, you confused. I am not your mother.
Shut up! I know that. My mother was beautiful. She wouldn't lead men on like you do. She wouldn't act like a whore. Don't touch it!
Please. You're only making things worse for yourself. The police are watching this house. There's a man outside.
I know. It's a yellow car. He's wearing a grey suit. Grey and red.
Come on, Terry, what's the hold-up?
Hold up.
The Morris woman, I asked you to call her, remember?
I'm still trying. She's not answering.
All right. Did you send Williams in to check?
I can't get hold of him either. His radio could be on the blink.
Like hell it is. You get a car organised for me and put out an APB. Find out who's in that area and do it.
I know you had to leave me to go to work. I didn't mind that. I mean, Dad left us, so somebody had to look after us. I didn't mind. I really didn't mind.
Then why are you doing this to me, Dennis? I worked very hard for you and your sister.
You worked very hard so you could dress up like a whore and go out with men.
I had to go out. I had to have some time.
What the hell are you talking about? Stop saying you're my mother. You're not.
Dennis, please let me phone for help. You need help.
No! Oh, gee, Mum, I'm sorry. It's broken. I'll try and fix it for you.
I have just about had enough of you, Dennis.
But I said I was sorry.
Come on. Hand over that knife. Come on. I don't want you hurting yourself. Come on.
Please! Come on. Come on, fella, let's have you. You all right, Mrs. Morris? Come on, take him out.
I wouldn't have you as a mother. You filthy lying whore! You lying whore!
Now, I'm sorry I've got to ask you this question, Mrs. Morris, but did you encourage him in any way?
Sorry?
Well, it's a good-looking young bloke. Some people might
Well,
think...
some people would be wrong, wouldn't they? You tell them to mind their own bloody business.
All right, mate.
Look, I'm sorry, son, but if I don't ask you these questions, somebody else will. And if we want to put this fella away where he can't hurt anybody else, I've got to get some answers first.
It's all right. No, nothing was said.
It's okay, Mum. It's all over now.
No, not quite. I've still got to find the girl on that tape. Something gives me a very nasty feeling that I'm not going to find her alive. Are you sure he didn't know any girls apart from the ones you met today?
I'm positive. He was scared stiff of them. Well, haven't you contacted Mandy yet? I'm sure she'll know where Linda lives.
I believe so, but apparently she's not answering her phone. Well, I'd better get back to it. I'll let you know when I need you for that statement, Mrs. Morris.
Inspector, thank you for what you did.
These things happen. Look after her, Martin.
I'm sorry, Mum. I don't know what else to say. I feel so rotten about what's happened.
It wasn't your fault.
Yeah, well, fair enough, but... Well, I should never have brought him here. It's just that we hadn't seen each other for so long. Oh, hell, I don't know. I didn't know what to say to you. I needed support, I suppose.
It's all right. I understand. I felt much the same way. Now, can I ask you a favour?
Anything.
Stay the night? Your old mum's feeling a bit shaky. Morning.
Oh, hi. Well, you're not going to work, eh?
No, I rang Mrs. Powder. Speak the devil.
I'll get it. Okay, Mrs. Power, come in.
Hello, Marty. How is she?
Oh, she's all right. I just wish my leave didn't have to finish today. I'd like to stick on a little bit longer.
I wish you'd stop talking about me as if I wasn't there.
Are you all right?
Of course I am. Now stop worrying about me.
Well, somebody has to. You obviously can't look after yourself.
Oh, Colleen.
I told her to go to the police when she got that first call. If she had, things wouldn't have gone this far.
Hey, just a minute. Dennis was here when the first call came.
God.
Have you two quite finished?
No, but Mum,
Inspector Tate thinks that the first heavy breather gave Dennis the idea, and I'm inclined to agree with him. It's a completely different voice, and police don't think he's likely to ring back. Now, if you two would just sit down and relax, making me nervous. Something else, Mrs. Morris? Yes, there is. I was just wondering, when you get out of here, why don't you go and get yourself a good, steady office job rather than go back to prostitution?
Mrs. Morris, I charge $100 a client, which adds up to around $1,000 a week. How many secretaries make that kind of money?
There is more to life than money.
Yes, there's job satisfaction and security. As it happens, I'm good at my job, I enjoy it, and I don't have to worry too much when the bills come in. I don't lose any sleep about becoming redundant either.
Most of the other people in the game have no choice. There's a lot of other things you could do.
Yes, well, let's just say I prefer it when lying down on the job's not likely to get me the sack.
You have it all very nicely rationalized, haven't you? What about the time you spent in here?
Every business carries its risks. It's an occupational hazard. In future, I'll be much more careful. You won't be seeing me back in here after this.
Hello, Mum. I thought you'd be in bed by now.
Oh, no, you know how it is with all the shifts I work. You get used to odd hours. I sometimes find it hard to sleep.
Oh, yeah. Weren't waiting up for me by any chance?
No, of course not. Well, you're old enough and ugly enough to look after yourself.
Well, aren't you going to ask me?
Ask you what?
Oh, how it went, of course. Oh, Mum, Jen, you won't believe her. She's fantastic.
Good old Super Jen, eh?
Oh, she's sweet, kind of old-fashioned, I suppose. She's got a great sense of humour and bright.
You like her.
Oh, she's the greatest.
Well, when am I going to meet this amazing lady?
Oh, tomorrow night. I've invited her here for dinner. Oh, you don't mind, do you?
No, of course not. I can hardly wait.
Well, if she's only half the things Marty says she is perfect.
Oh, he'd rate her at least 12 out of 10. Oh, I've got the butterflies. I'm going to be a nervous wreck before tonight.
Well, I'd be more worried if he didn't want you to meet her. She sounds like a nice sort of a girl.
That's the problem.
You're joking.
Well, it's my working in a place like this. Mightn't go down too well. You know what some people are like.
You really are worried, aren't you?
Well, of course. I've never met one of his girlfriends before.
Well, just be yourself. She's probably just as scared of you.
Right, well, doesn't look too bad. Serviettes.
Hi, Mum, we're here. Come and meet the most wonderful girl in the world.
Pleased to meet you, Jenny.
How do you do, Mrs. Jackson?
Morris. Mrs. Morris.
I'm so sorry, Mrs. Morris.
Oh, come on, Mum, aren't you going to say anything?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling very well. I'll just go and turn off the oven.
Hang on a minute, Jen. I'll just find out what's going on. What's the matter with you? You could have at least said hello.
I'm sorry. Where did you say you'd met her?
On the ship, but what's that got to do with it? I'd leave her on board here if I knew you were going to act like that. Come on, Jen, we're going out to dinner.
I met Jenny last night. Only she isn't Jenny. She's Randy Goodlove.
You are joking. My God, what did you do?
Oh, I just didn't know how to handle it. I mean, they say they're engaged.
Well, one thing's for certain. Your son's certainly not going to thank you for telling him that his fiancée is a high-priced call girl.
I just can't believe she loves him.
Forget that. Do they ever change their spots?
Yes, well, that's what's preying on my mind. Can you imagine it? Business as usual, whenever he's at sea.
Well, you're just going to have to meet her and warn her off.
Oh, Colleen, I just don't know how I'm going to face her.
Look, all you've got to do is to tell her that you'll let Marty know what she really is. She'll run a mile.
I hope so. Would you like a drink?
Oh, we are serious, aren't we?
This is no ordinary lunch date, Goodlove, and you know it.
You can call me Jenny.
I'll call you what I like. Now, do you want a drink or not?
No, thank you. I'm a girl of sober habits, remember?
I know all about your habits. So let's forget the play acting, shall we?
All right. Well, what's on your mind?
I want you to break off the engagement to my son.
And if I don't?
Well, I'll be forced to tell him exactly what you are. And about your conviction for soliciting.
You wouldn't take the risk. And even if you did, he'd never believe you.
I could produce proof.
Proof of what? That girl in the prison was Randy Goodlove, not sweet little Jenny. Of course, you could produce police photographs, but the quality of those isn't the best.
Your fingerprints are on file.
Correction, Mrs. Morris. Randy Goodlove's fingerprints are on file. And this little lady isn't about to volunteer to provide her prints so that you can make a comparison.
Oh, you're a calculating little bitch, aren't you?
Well, look on the bright side. You were the one who suggested I take a more respectable view of life. Now I'm going to. I'm getting married.
I promise you, you will never marry Marty. And somehow I'll make him see the truth about you, no matter what I have to do.
Go ahead. But remember, if you convince Marty, he'll hate you for it. If you don't, he'll marry me anyway and still hate you for it. Listen, the smartest thing you can do is to welcome me into the family. I promise I'll only carry on my business while Marty's away. I mean, you can learn to live with that.
You can't be serious.
Oh, yes, I am. Marty will be happy, I'll be happy, and you, well, 2 out of 3's not bad.
Do you know what she told me? She told me if I told Marty the truth, I could lose him forever. Well, I'm scared she's right.
So the claws are in that deep, are they?
And he's not feeling a thing. Oh, I suppose I'm a coward, but I just can't bring myself to tell him. Well, I mean, I know how he feels about her. He just wouldn't believe me.
I'd be willing to talk to him if you thought...
No, Colin, he'd know I'd put you up to it.
Oh, don't throw in the towel yet. She might get run over by a truck or something.
More coffee?
Oh, thanks. This has been wonderful, a delicious meal.
Coffee, Mum?
Oh, thanks.
I love that potato recipe, Mrs. Morris.
There's nothing to it.
I'm sure I couldn't make it as well as you.
Nonsense. I'm sure you're a girl who could pick up almost anything.
Yeah, Mum's right. I don't think there's anything you couldn't do if you put your mind to it.
Well, I'd better be getting home. It's late and your mum has to work tomorrow.
What sort of work do you do?
I freelance
Oh?
as a secretary.
And do you have to go to work tomorrow?
Oh, yes. Payday's my busiest day.
Okay if I borrow the car, Mum?
Keys are on the bar.
I'll bring it round. It's a little bit cold outside.
Nice try, Meg. You don't mind.
I think you've got it all sewn up, don't you?
Not quite. Oh, Marty's definitely in the bag. It'll just take a little longer to sew it up.
Do you honestly think I could ever accept you as Marty's wife?
Force yourself, Meg. I have a lot of influence over your son. You haven't seen him for years at a time. I could fix it so that you'd never see him again.
Well, I think the only way Marty is going to believe the truth about her is if he discovers it for himself.
There's no way she's going to let him do that.
Just a minute. What we have to do is get him to visit her working flat so that Randy, the call girl, opens the door.
Oh, if only we could. Oh, there are 2 problems there. How would we find out her address? And B, how would I get my son to visit a place like that?
Okay, well, the Vice Squad should be able to help with her address. Now, the second one, I think you're going to need some male help on that.
Well, that's it, isn't it? I don't know anyone who knows her.
Yes, you do. Scott Collins, I am sure he would help.
Colleen, it's a lot to ask someone.
Yes, but I'm sure he would understand.
Hey, did Meg tell you I'm getting married in a couple of days?
Hey, it is catching. Congratulations, mate.
Thanks, mate. Look, I'm having a bit of a bucks turn tomorrow night. Perhaps you'd like to come.
Oh, sure, yeah. Oh, that's of course if Jen hasn't organised something.
Well, give me a call and I'll pick you up.
Great. Actually, I was supposed to meet her about 15 minutes ago. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to fly. Look, I hate to run out like this, but well, we did organise it yesterday. I'll tell Jen hello for you, okay?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Scott. I'll give you a buzz tomorrow about the party.
Okay, mate.
Oh, I wish I could tell him all about that girl without all this pretense.
Well, Marty seems pretty sensitive. I can understand why you haven't told him already.
Probably never forgive me no matter how I go about it.
It's not too late to call it off.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scott. I ask for your help and... No. For Marty's sake, I've got to go through with it.
Okay.
Right, just meet the lady, okay? You don't have to stay.
Wow. This is a turn up for the books. Looks like good things can come out of Wentworth.
Aye. Look, hope you don't mind, but I'd like you to meet my friend. Marty Jackson, this is Randy Goodlove.
You bastard. You
You rotten bastard.
Now wait, hold on, now wait a minute. Now why? Do you know
Randy's quite well known, Marty, especially around Wentworth.
You and that screw bitch Morris set this afternoon. Got your heads together and worked the whole thing out.
Stop it. Why are you doing this?
Are you all right?
You lousy bitch. Why did you have to interfere in my life? Maybe you like buggering up men's lives. There's no bloody wonder Bob left. I hope you're happy now.
Marty, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to face. I didn't know what to do.
Well, you could have told me straight out.
You wouldn't have believed me.
Bull.
You wouldn't have, and Randy knew that.
Couldn't have. She wasn't like that. Oh, I don't know anymore.
Marty, listen to me. Randy said that I would lose you as a son, whether she married you or whether I exposed her. Now, I went along with that for your sake. Now, I know you had a... Marty? I have to go now.
Mum? Sorry I went off at you like I did.
I'm just so sorry it had to happen.
I loved her, Mum. I really loved her.
God, it's even more expensive than I remembered.
Mum, would you please stop worrying about the money and just enjoy yourself?
Sorry, darling. But you could feed a family...
Yes, I know. I know. Now, what would you like for starters?
Oh, no.
Mum?
All right. I'll have the brains with the orange sauce, right? Now, you order the wine. I'm just going to the ladies. And make it an Australian wine. They're the best anyway.
Okay.
Excuse me a minute.
What do you want? Just thought we'd have a little chat. I never really got a chance to tell you just what I think of you, did I?
Don't bother. I've heard it all before.
Oh, dear. Don't tell me the poor little screw's got a persecution complex.
Listen, Randy, or whatever your name is, if you've got something to say, say it. Otherwise...
What? You put me on report? You're forgetting where you are. We're equal in here.
Kidding.
You ruined a very nice little setup, Morris. But don't relax. It isn't over yet. One way or another, I'll pay you back. Finished? That'll do for now.
You're a fool. You know that, don't you? Marty would have woken up to you sooner or later. I mean, he's a smart boy. Because he thinks the same about you as I do. Nothing